live, so we should be going live now. So we should be going live now. You say something? Start talking. So we should be going live now. You say something? Start talking. So we should be going live now. You say something? Start talking. So we should be going live now. You say something? Start talking. So we should be going live. It's like a keeper video. Hold on. So we should be going live now. You say something? Start talking. Okay, so we don't hear your audio. We're working this. We got kinks, guys. We got kinks, but it should be a real good setup once we got everything. Okay, audio settings. Because I can hear you. Son of a bitch. We are here kind of early. It's usually like half an hour that we end up being late. Now we're only late a couple minutes. 1 sec. We're trying to figure out Ian's audio now. Everybody can hear you. So I guess go ahead and start talking.
Brandon said to give them their best impression of Courtney Cox in the sound booth in Scream 2.
Fuck yes. Okay, we're here. We've made it. We've arrived, guys. We are here. And give us a second. Act like the stream just... Oh, shit. And we're like... I fucked this up because now it's showing Brandy. Okay, back to scene 1. Pretend you didn't see nothing that just came up, okay? This is completely fresh. All of this is new. You just clicked into the screen. There was a black screen, and then it fades in, and it goes. We start 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Howdy, howdy, and welcome to My Bloody Judy with your final forgets. Myself, Harry Pat Garcia.
And Ian Carlos Crawford, hi.
Yes. We are here. Welcome, everybody. This is going to be like a combination 1,000 subscriber special and My Bloody Judy's August horror news. We're going to kind of go through some of the horror news that was released in August, plus some upcoming projects, because we have a group chat with the Fear Queers, and the other day we were talking about it, and we were like, well, shit. You know how many projects or how many movies and TV shows are being released, over these next couple months? These next 2 months especially, it's just like endless. It's really hard to keep up with, but we're going to do it. And we welcome you guys. How's everybody doing tonight? Ian, what are you drinking? How are you doing, too?
This is what I'm drinking. I played with two pugs earlier today, and brightened my mood, lightened me. I feel great.
Perfect.
My friend Mara, who's a manager, used to be a manager at my work, but transferred to a different place. She has a puggle, but she's also dog sitting for a friend that has 3 pugs, so she has 4 dogs. And it's funny because like I grew up with a pug, so I'm used to them. And she was like, "These dogs are so needy." I was like, "Yeah, yeah." Like pugs just like want to be on top of you all the time. But one of them didn't like me. One of them kept like,
you. I don't trust people who dogs don't like. I'm looking at you now.
The other two loved me, and her puggle really likes me. So her puggle came over because she said her puggle hates these 3 pugs and like avoids them. Will like go in the other room because I was there. Her puggle was like on the couch up here at me, and the pugs were down here. And yeah, she was like, "That's weird. The one pug that's sitting in your lap normally takes longer to warm up, but the one that's barking at you normally warms up faster." It was weird.
It's you. You got the devil in you. I could have told him that. You've always had the devil in you. I'm drinking Austin East Cider's pineapple cider. Alistair got me this. I think I did this last time I was with you, didn't I?
I think you did.
So I've got.
Because it does sound good.
I've got like 4 more. So we're gonna go through. We'll go through these. We've got a lot of news to cover, so I guess we should just get into it. And the point of this is just to hang out with you guys. We're having a conversation with y'all. Throw in your opinions. I threw down the latency, so you should be hearing us in real time with maybe like a 5-second delay. So our first piece of news coming up, we've got Pretty Little Lies Original Sin. This is actually lack of news. We don't have any season 2 news, and I'm very upset by it because I feel like season 2 would have been announced by now, right?
Really, I don't.
Do you not?
No, I feel like unless it's like a fucking Marvel show or something, I feel like usually they wait.
Maybe. I don't know. It's like I feel like we're in that day and age where everybody's like throwing out the renewal news or like the sequel news, right? Like people are trying to jump to it to prove that their project was a success. And I know this was a successful project, right? Like people were talking about it nonstop, or at least on our feeds they were.
Well, and like you don't get a Teen Vogue cover and like photo shoot.
Yeah.
If you're not like popular, right?
Mm-hmm. I wonder if they did that beforehand though, because this only like lasted over 3 weeks, and so that Teen Vogue shoot came out. It was like the first week that it came out, so I wonder if they were just like prepped for the promo with that.
No, I thought it.
Oh, it came out like early. Yeah.
Did it? Because I feel
because I posted it. Remember on the.
But that was the cover image. But the rest of them, there's like a whole. They each have their own shoot.
It was. Did they have their own shoot? Oh, I don't know that. I don't know. It was such a good show, and I know a lot of people didn't like it because it was a little cheesy and a little like it was kind of messy, kind of a messy show being removed from it, right? There was a lot of loose ends now that I think about it, but it was a really good show. It was really entertaining, and people talked about it. People were into it, and so I really would like them to come back with some more. But yeah, we don't have news yet. I was actually watching that live stream that Bailey Madison did on TikTok with Mallory, and they were talking about they really want a season 2, but like people got to stream. You know, people have to like really like even now continue to watch it, right? Because I think everything involving HBO is just hanging in the balance anyway.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was even reading. So I had told you I watched that Resident Evil show, and it's not worth watching. But like apparently it was like Netflix's number 2 show the first weekend it came out, but then it like took a huge dive after that. And then it just announced that it was canceled. So it's not getting a season 2. So I feel like it's like when something first comes out, it can be popular in streaming, but like they want to see that like it'll still be streamed after like right away.
Yeah. I don't know. So House of the Dragon, is that HBO Max, or is that just because I know I can watch it on HBO Max? Is that
I
HBO?
feel like I barely know the difference. I
don't understand. Like, does anybody else know the difference between HBO Max and HBO? Because
like I do remember when so I don't watch Game of Thrones, but like I do remember when it was airing. Like I remember my best friend. I was living with my straight best friend at the time, and he would have to. It's like it wouldn't go on. What was their app before? I forget. Was it Unlimited or Go? Was it Go? HBO Go? Yeah,
it was Go. What happened to that?
Right.
Where's that?
So, and that wouldn't pop up in the app till like 8 p.m. when the episode was like airing. And I remember he would wait because we didn't have cable, but he had the app, and he would wait until like have to wait till then.
I think that's
that doesn't really answer the question.
It doesn't help at all. But I think that's how I watched Beyonce's Lemonade too. I think I had to wait for it. Are you gonna take him? Sorry, Alistair's in here. I already got a hat on, baby. He took my hat. That's the cardinal sin in this house. You do not take my hats. You don't do it. And he took a hat, and I was gonna wear my Dead Inside hat today. Can you take him, please? He's getting on the cords.
I thought you said take Ian. I was like, what?
Yeah, take Ian. No, Brando is like driving me crazy today. He's insane. I don't know.
Sometimes when we record, Zach has to yell at his dog, and I'm always like, I get scared. I'm like, I'm sorry, I was chewing on your cords.
Because he will like jump on my cords and like nearly unplug everything I have because I have this power strip like hanging off to the side because I have my computer in the center of the room. I don't know. It's just the whole HBO Max thing is stressing me out because they also have Sex Lives as College Girls. I really like that show, and I know that's an HBO Max show. I feel like and Just Like That is like safe because that's HBO, but I don't understand how that's HBO and this is HBO Max. It just like doesn't make any sense.
I want to say, and this is like I don't actually know. This is my. Mm-hmm. I want to say like shows like Pretty Little Liars are not produced by HBO, and that's why they're not on. But like something like House of Dragons is produced by HBO, like. Because
so somebody's saying that in here too. Somebody says, Brendan says HBO Max is just the streaming app for all HBO programming. Programs premiere. So I wonder if it's something similar to that, right? Where it's whatever company made Pretty Little Liars Original Sin took it to HBO Max and HBO Max decided to air it, right?
Yeah.
It could be that. We also know that during production of Pretty Little Liars Original Sin, there was a lot of stuff, especially in the finale, a lot of like build up to these pretty gruesome scenes that were all just like cut. Spoiler alert. The moment that all of the girls go in and see all of the little individual challenges, like the Saw type shit that they have to do, it's all like cut. We don't see anything after they go in and initially see that room. And we know now that was HBO Max saying, cut it out.
Which is weird, right? Because HBO doesn't, I don't know. They don't normally care about like a gore or nudity or any of that shit.
The Euphoria kids, do you know how crazy them bitches get? They get wild over there, okay? But I guess that's HBO, so they can do whatever. And HBO Max is like, cutting up Imogen's mother's mouth. I guess that's too much for us, right? Meanwhile, Cassie's titties are like hanging out all over Nate's shoulders, you know?
I was going to say, I have seen Jacob Elordi's butt a lot, and I don't even watch that show.
I've seen Sydney Sweeney's tits more than anything, really, truly. This is chaotic. I want season 2 of Pretty Little Liars Original Sin, and I hope that if they come back, that we get a little bit less censorship this time. Just give us balls to the wall horror, right? Really go for it.
And I do want a season 2, but I am glad that if we don't get one, this was still like mostly a full story.
Mostly. They did enough that they left the door open, but we also got a nice everybody's happy at Christmas time. That's how we ended things.
Right. I even read, I'm not sure if it was when people screenshot from an interview. I'm not sure who it was from the show. And I think it was one of the writers, but they said like, if they do get a second season, it won't be Archie again. Like, even though he got out.
Really? I don't like that. He's out. He's killing people. He killed Chip. That's the very last shot that we saw was Archie. What are you talking about? We're not going to get Archie again. That better be some like, pull the wool over your eyes type shit.
I'm still telling you, the reason they didn't show us his disfigured face is that way when they bring in
that's what I think.
But if they bring in like a new teacher or a new principal, then at the end it can be like, yeah, he had face surgery, and this is what he looks like now.
And Jared said, give us balls. Yes, Pretty Little Liars Season 2, give us balls, please, okay?
We did get a very nice butt. We
got a nice butt, and we got a little glimpse of Peen, right? In the boys' locker room, but they were teenage characters, so I was like, I don't know if I should be watching Tabby's videos.
All right, but they're characters. Like, KJ Affleck could have it, and he is like, what, still playing 19 or 18?
He shaved his head, and I saw how he looked in it, just like, He's how old in the show? I don't know. Moving on. Halloween Ends, which on all of the advertising material, they're now putting ends to this Halloween. I joked about it on the first day. It is fucking me up now. Because I saw a billboard in Times Square that said ends this Halloween, and now that's what I'm calling it in my head. I keep calling it ends this Halloween.
That is weird. I don't know why they're doing that. Like,
because they're just doing ends, right?
Yeah.
But like then do... Just don't.
Just don't.
Just do Halloween ends this spooky season. Or something like that, right? Like, we've been talking, me and Ian, that people need to hire us because we got good ideas. Okay, we got simple ideas. They're very simple. It's just like it seems like nobody in the room is thinking of them.
We're simple-minded gays.
We are. But the big news with Halloween Ends is that it is not. Jamie Lee Curtis was traipsing through the woods dressed like 1978. She has her Activia hair again, right? She doesn't have the wig. She's standing in front of this tree and she's announcing that Halloween Ends will not only be in the theaters, but like last year, it will now be on. It'll be streaming on Peacock also, and so people are up in arms about this, right?
I don't know why. Kills was the same thing, and it still made a shit ton of money. It's not like it hurt the movie.
It made slightly less money, but we don't know if that's because of Peacock or because of, like, people weren't going to the movies, right? Like, that was the beginning of people starting to come back, right? And it still made, like, 50 million plus, you know? Right. And I think, its first release, in the second, or the 2018 one made, like, 70, so it's like a $20 million drop, but, like, there are factors that could point to that, right? I don't know if, like, I don't know. They obviously have a deal with Peacock, right? And I feel like they had a deal back when they released Halloween Kills that Halloween Ends would be doing the same thing.
Which is wild that Halloween Kills is not even on Peacock anymore.
They got rid of that shit. They said, no, you're not going to watch in order. Okay, you got to purchase now. It's going to be Halloween Ends.
Or wait, is it Peacock or Paramount Plus? I think it's Paramount Plus, isn't it?
No, it's Peacock. It's on the poster.
It is Peacock.
Yeah,
okay.
In theaters and on Peacock. But yeah, I'm going to go watch this damn movie in the theater a couple different times, and then I'm going to watch it on Peacock so that we can record for it, right?
I was going to say, and then I can screen record it and do content.
Exactly. We won't say that, though, okay? But if you are going to screen record, download Firefox. You could use Firefox for that.
Yeah.
I don't see Halloween fans really like skipping out on one or the other with this. They're gonna watch it anyway. And this is the end of a trilogy also. It's definitely gonna be coming back. There's a lot more conversation about that too, because who said it the other day? Oh, John
Carpenter.
What did he say? He said
the full quote's actually kind of shitty because he doesn't give a shit anymore.
He always has attitude, though. He has never not had attitude about this series. Okay, he just wants money, and he's very upfront about that.
Yeah, because that's literally what he said. That, like, when they talked about it, it was supposed to be the end. But he's like, but if I get paid, I don't care. There'll probably be more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's like something like that. And I was like...
That's always been his attitude for it. Like with H2O, he wanted like $10 million for it because he feels like he got cheated out of a bag with the first one, which is fair. Like, he kind of did.
Yeah, I mean, that is fair, yeah.
So, like, I kind of like his energy. I'm kind of into it.
I was actually, when I was at my friend Mara's house, she was like, Ian, we're both Puerto Rican. She was like, the thing is, we hold on to something. Yeah. She was like, we might be okay with the thing, like a person, but we're going to remember that thing. And I just feel like I understand that. So John Carpenter,
absolutely. So he basically said that, he's like, we'll see how much this one makes, and we'll see if we do another one, right? He's only scoring this one, though. It's not like he's directing, or like, I guess he's got like a vanity producer title, kind of, right?
Did he direct?
No, not any of the. He directed the first one, and I think he didn't even direct the second one. Rick Rosenthal directed the second one, so he's kind of been in and out of the series.
I will say, I'm like, so we did some content for Halloween the other day, and it's got me more hyped for Ends, because then today I was screen recording Halloween 2018 for content, and I was like getting more hyped for it.
Yeah,
even though I did not like Kills, I still am like excited
because it's good. I think even when we watched it, because we watched Halloween 2018, we did a reaction video to it.
Okay, I wasn't sure if I was allowed to.
We said it on our Instagram video already. Okay. By the way, follow us on Instagram. We're on there now. It was exciting to watch, right? Because we weren't like really reviewing it. We were kind of just reacting to like the good stuff, and then the stuff that we didn't really care about. We kind of kept silent during that, right? Like, I feel like we just got more excited for all of the good stuff, which is the way you should watch a horror movie, Like, really revel in the good stuff, unless there's nothing. But, so Chase is here. Hi, Chase.
Hi, Chase. And Beza's here, too, I think. Hi, Beza.
Is Beza here? Okay, so Chase said,
I saw.
It was sweet that Carpenter was also like, I don't want to be that guy, but also, yes, absolutely. But there's going to be more Halloween movies. Come on now. This is just I feel like this is the end of the Michael Lorre saga, and that's what they're trying to do here.
I mean, the good thing about, like, our faves, Halloween and Scream, I mean, Halloween, I guess a little bit did, but, like, I don't know. I don't know that, like, it's not like they've been, like, churning them out, putting out crap ones in between the good ones, So, like...
Well, I mean, are you talking about Scream? Halloween does that.
I know. After I said that, I was like,
It's like, I'm surprised that you said it, you know?
In my brain, there was nothing since H2O. It was like H2O to 2018.
I really want, I've been thinking, like, contemplating which ways they go forward with this, because there's going to be an end, right? It's going to be an end, but it's like, how does it end? I'm hoping that Michael Myers is a fucking ghost or something. I would like Michael Myers to be like the spirit of Halloween that comes around, nobody can really kill him, and they just have to survive the night. It becomes a survive the night type of deal. There's a script for I don't give a fuck. There's a script for Halloween Returns that was looking at being made a while ago, and at the end of that they have Michael cornered in this house, and they go into the house, and Michael's missing, but on the wall is written in blood. Like something about I want to kill everyone.
BRB.
No, something basically. It's really chilling. It's like I want everyone or something like that. Something to that effect. That he just wants to kill everyone. There's no real goal that he has. He just wants to kill them. I really like that with Michael Myers.
Wait, what was the thing that was on the chalkboard in like 4 or 5?
You're gonna make me say this word. I know I'm gonna say it wrong. Everybody's gonna get. I read it. I read it. Sam Hain. I know it goes Sawan or something.
Okay, wait, but like again, the only reason that would annoy me if they did go supernatural, because they made a big deal about not doing supernatural, and we already did the supernatural, and they erased it all. So like,
well, we are just backtracked to hell at this point. Okay, there's also a Halloween comic book called Halloween Night Dance that would be phenomenal to redo or to adapt into a movie. Basis says. Petition to get Bailey Madison in the next Halloween trilogy. You know what? Give it to me. Who do we say we wanted in the next Halloween trilogy? We said somebody the other day.
I think we did, yeah. I feel like it could have been her.
Oh my goodness, it could have been.
Could have been Bailey.
I don't know. I'm super excited for this. It's coming out a year sooner than I wanted it to, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be great. It's going to be a lot quieter. They are definitely preparing us that this is going to be a quieter movie. I feel like it's going to go out a little bit softer. It's not going to be like Kills, and so just everybody be prepared for what they're saying it's going to be. Yeah. Next up, Hulu says Prey is its biggest movie or TV series premiere ever. Prey, did everybody watch Prey? Remember, spoilers in this thing. Prey was fucking phenomenal. It was really so good. Was. And the fact that it was like Hulu's biggest premiere, and I feel like we see headlines like that all the time. Like somebody could drop a song on iTunes, and it's like iTunes' biggest feature for a female artist with the name starting in C. You know, like.
Hey, if I had that, I would still be excited and be tweeting about it all the time.
The
only gay
the best Buffy podcast hosted by a gay Latin ex with a man bun goes to Ian Carlos Crawford. Okay.
I'll take it.
Put the award on the wall. No, but this is exciting, you know, especially because it's such a. I could have easily seen this failing just because a lot of Predator movies, especially recently, like the last one, was a bomb, right? Like a lot of Predators movies bomb, and I think they went with the concept of. I think the concept was super cool, like bringing it back in time. I think we were talking that I would love to see it like in the Viking era or something like that. Predators versus whoever.
Like, I just think, and I will say, I'm really like a hard sell on anything that's like set period in time. Mm-hmm. That's not modern era. Like usually I'll be like clock out immediately. But they did this so well that I fucking loved it, and like, yeah, give me more shit like this.
Exactly, like Predator versus Jean from Les Mis. You know,
give us some you shit with the literary reference.
That was the first big book I ever read. Like that was fucking massive too. I was like 12, 13 years old. Yeah, I was proud. I
never read that
book. Those are thin pages too. Those are like one ply toilet paper. Somebody says they should do a Halloween 2018. Yeah, or moved on from Halloween type reshoot. Danielle Harris. Yes, just take you back to Halloween for a second. I want Danielle Harris back, okay? I know she's already done her little thing, and people are like, no, but I would love Danielle Harris back. Prey was good, but the ending right before the Predator was a bit confusing. Like, how did he not know how his own weapon worked? Well, so the idea, right, is that the Predator was also on his first hunt, so it makes sense that he would make mistakes or kind of like, I don't know, just slip up and think it. Maybe he was the stupidest Predator that they have, right?
I mean, I would be fucking confused if I looked at someone else and they were using something that I knew I had. I would be like, wait, what? Like,
I mean, I space a lot, man. Like, what if I was the predator? I'd be dead. The bear got
We
me.
both, we both would.
But
I tried to pet the wolf, and then it killed me.
Bezos says, Prey is the Buffy prequel we all needed. Exactly. Again, bring Tales of the Slayers, make it a series, because we've got The Princess on Hulu, felt like a Slayer origin story, and then this feels like a Slayer origin story. It's just like we're seeing all these badass little stories about these badass women using their smarts and using their strength, and that's what I loved about her name is Naru, right? That's what I really loved about her, is that we saw her think throughout the movie.
And like everyone who's like, ooh, she was like, she couldn't have, like, but no, the whole movie was her. Like, we saw that she was smart. We saw that she was like.
And there are people saying, well, it doesn't make any sense that she's a Mary Sue. That like baffles me, because the whole movie is, before she ever makes a huge move, is her thinking and doing like little stuff and tying a little string to an X. And
it's not like she fist fights the predator. Like,
I wish she would have. Next movie.
You and I would have still liked that, yeah.
Prey 2, yeah. She's like, come on, bitch, it's time. Okay, she said, I've been waiting for him. He's been waiting for me for 40 years. Yeah, it was a good one. I'm really happy to see that it did so well too, and I'm hoping that. But the thing is, we never know. Streaming always kind of like confuses me a little bit, because we don't see box office dollars, right? So I don't know how it did. I know it's like got this headline, but does that mean it's worthy of a second?
Hulu is not normally, I don't see Hulu's headlines like that a lot. I see Netflix have that headline every other week, but I don't normally see Hulu have that headline.
Yeah. Because, like, I feel like streaming services just fudge that shit sometimes and, like, invent a headline that is true, but still, I don't know. So I would hope that this means it did so well that advertisers are flocking again to get a second one made. That would be fantastic. Because I'd love to see her back. She was fantastic. Yeah. Did you watch? Wasn't there a second language version? Another one.
There is. Yeah, I mean, I didn't watch it.
I'm gonna watch it though. I would like to see it in theaters, I think. But we don't have that.
I don't know that you're yeah.
I don't think so. Maybe Prey 2. Prey 2, she's called The Next Slayer. Exactly. Let's get it. Next up, The Stranger, 3 new sequels in production. It says it says next month maybe. Hold on, let me pull up the article. What are you thinking about this?
I don't care. I mean,
you don't care?
I feel very like, I don't know that it needs it, but I feel like if we're doing 3 at once, the thing I will say with, I know how you feel about that, but I feel like if they're planning for 3, they can write for 3. So they're not having to redo shit and be like, this person who got run over by a car and stabbed a lot is suddenly alive in the second one, because we can prepare for keeping that character alive.
Oh, my goodness. It was Stranger's Prey at night. I'm so happy that it's finally getting its like day in the sun, because people are referencing it a lot now, right? I have been for years. There's so many Bloody Judy episodes that I'm like, Bailey Madison is a good final girl in that movie. That movie is so fun. That movie has neon lights.
I feel like of the movies we watched that I hadn't seen before, that's probably my favorite.
And I loved your reaction to it. Like, I mean, you didn't get like super excited, you weren't screaming or anything like that, but you enjoyed it, and you enjoyed all the parts that I enjoyed about it, right? Because it's just a fun slasher movie. It's not trying to be anything else than it is.
Well, and like, it's not even that it's just fun, but like, it's like well done. Like that one long shot in the fucking pool is just like, I think about that shot a lot.
Yeah, you think about that, I think about Bailey Madison's final girl battle. Like it just has, especially from the middle onward, it is just like boom, boom, boom. It's pretty intense. And
like the first one, I think I like the second one better. The first one I think is scarier, but I like the second one better.
The first one's just more realistic, which I really love about it. It's the true crime that I love about it, right?
And for me, that's what makes it scary.
Yes,
it's like more realistic. Absolutely.
Very Manson, very like somebody getting robbed in your neighborhood. Because I think that was the director, that's how he wrote it, is from the inspiration that somebody's house got broken in his neighborhood when he was a kid, and it scared him, which is great to pull from, right?
Yeah, I think it was like also that night someone had knocked on their door or something.
Something real weird. I've also seen like ties to the Ketty cabin murders, which if you've never heard of that story, look that shit up, because that's crazy. Oh my god, wild, unsolved true crime. It still like has a hold on my heart. But Yeah, that one was just like such a... You can't really recreate that, right? They have one of those already, and I feel like if they were to make sequels that are like that, it just wouldn't work because it's just done.
Oh, you know what? I meant to tell you that I don't... You might know this already, though. I was like trying to find Strangers Prey at Night 2 on somewhere on streaming, but it's not anywhere on streaming because I wanted to do content for our social. And I came across, there's like an alternate unused ending to Strangers 2. Did you know that?
Is it? I don't even remember what... I've seen them, yes, but I don't even remember what the original one is. Is the original one the knock and she is like traumatized and like we see the close in of her face? Because there's another one with... What is it? It was like... Do
you want me to just tell you what?
Yes, go for it. I'm trying to remember it as out loud.
The unused ending is like, so yeah, the ending we get is like she's in that hospital room, gets the knock, and she's like traumatized, which I like better. The unused ending was apparently there was an actor who was cast to play a doctor that comes in, and it's him knocking at the door, and that's what that ending is supposed to be, that it's the doctor. But the doctor walks in, and like she's like, oh, it is just the doctor, and then he gets stabbed, and the guy is behind.
That's right. Yeah.
Which I do think that's stupid. Like I like the...
It's good to go with different options, though. I mean, especially if you have time to film them, right? But that movie was so great that I definitely wanted another one. But then we got three.
I know. I feel like you and I are biased, though, because I'm like, oh, but bring her back. But I like that it's different stories. Like, but I would like her to see her again, just she's so good.
So in my own headcanon, because we love a headcanon over here at My Bloody Judy, especially with myself, Zachary Patton Garcia.
I say especially with...
I don't think those were the strangers from the first movie. I think those were copycat killers. It makes more sense. It's so far apart, too, and these strangers act so much differently from the first movie that, to me, it feels like copycat killers. Even though the director has said, officially, no, these are the same.
Oh, really?
But still, I say... they're copycat killers, and I like that idea. Is that because that's what I like with the Scream thing, right? Is that you got a shit ton of copycat killers, and it makes sense that people who would be affected by these true crime stories or these scary movies and stuff like that would go out and do something like that or try to replicate that. So if they went that direction, I'd be super happy with it. I worry about lining these movies up 1, 2, 3 rather than like let's focus on one, right? Let's focus on a movie. Rather, because I'm hoping that this movie stands on its own if it doesn't do well. Otherwise, it's like we have this unfinished movie that was supposed to lead into 2 that was supposed to lead into 3. And I don't like that, especially when we're uncertain, because 2 didn't do that great, right? Like it did fantastic by horror movie standards, but they weren't like rushing another one into production.
Right, yeah. The second one came out, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, something like that?
Yeah.
And that was a long time after the first one.
And all these strangers did. They did die. We saw that. They're dead. Dead, okay? Unless they're coming back and haunting the trailer park.
That's why I didn't like that alternate ending. So it's like, he was very clearly dead. Like,
yeah, where else would we set it next? Because the neighborhood, I guarantee they're coming back with the original kind of concept, though. Bet.
Yeah, I feel like... I wouldn't be mad at like a weird apartment building setting.
Yes, I want an apartment building horror movie so bad. Like a good slasher. Like if you've lived in an apartment building, it's creepy. The hallways are creepy. Your neighbors, you don't know what they're doing in their houses. Could be Norman Bates.
I will say, I do think it's creepier now that I'm back in the suburbs. I do think it's creepier being in the suburbs. Like I got so used to there being noise.
Do you know why Ian thinks it's creepier in the suburbs? Because he goes out on the back porch and gets high and sits out there and listens to the noises.
I don't do that anymore.
He did. I would get all these text messages real late at night because he knew I was awake, and he'd say, "I'm very scared. I'm high, and I hear something."
There's feral cats in our neighborhood, like in the bushes, fucking, but like screaming, and I'm like,
exactly.
And it's always so dark, and I feel like I always picture like I will tell you the things I would picture in the backyard in the dark were either Michael Myers or, and this isn't even something that scared me, but like, do you remember in the Fear Street movies? I think it's the first one when the guy that's like kind of like Jason, but from the first one with the like potato sack and the axe, and the way like that always creeped me out. The way he runs out of the shadows and he's just like running very like determinedly. those are the two things I picture: either that guy with the axe or Michael Myers just like slowly killing me.
Hey, you can escape Michael Myers. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. A slasher who runs with purpose, with heavy steps and big boots, always terrifies me.
Right.
I'm not really scared of Scream because he's like stumbling
Right, no.
and like
Yeah.
he's almost
Well,
slapstick.
Scream,
Like,
it's
whoa.
like clearly a person.
Yeah.
But like a killer that's like imposing and like has the heavy foot, that feels like less human, even though that could still be.
Exactly. Yeah, he's scary hot with that swamp ass. Enjoy the swamp ass, okay? Swamp ball, swamp ass. You know it's falling apart.
Wait, what the hell are you talking about?
Rotting meat. That's what Jason has. Rotting meat. I'm assuming that's what we're talking about here, Chase. Do you remember if you've watched our? It's not on there now, but if you watched our Pretty Little Liars episode 10 reaction at the very end, we asked Baza.
Wait,
hey,
it went live for a second and then.
Yeah, we got like almost 3,000 views on it before it got taken down. But we asked Baza, hey, like promote yourself. And there's a real funny moment where they get so confused and just like staring like I just funniest fucking moment. I'm glad we tweeted it that moment because you can go and check out the video over there. It's fucking hilarious. I still watch it because it's so funny. Yeah, high stories are always real funny. Y'all get paranoid.
I don't normally. It's just like I get spooked easily, but I do like. Yeah, there was like that one day when I was like, I didn't tweet happy birthday to you. Like I felt bad, and you were like, yeah, but you texted me, and I was like, I know, but I like blah blah blah, and you were like, okay, but you texted me. But
yeah, that's fine. I mean, like we need it for promotion. Okay, say happy birthday to me on my Bloody Judy social, please. Okay, yeah, I am very excited for The Strangers to come back though. Give us some like, and if we're going to go different stories, imagine all of the actors that they can hire for this, right?
And
Tons.
like, I always feel like, and Scream did this pretty well, where they utilize more like kind of like popular. They'll like pick from like, you know, I mean, Jasmine Savoy Brown wasn't that big when they filmed with her, but like she had Yellow Jackets and then Scream, and like you know what I mean. It's not like she's like hugely famous, but she was like good.
Yeah.
And like Scream, I want horror movies to do that, like pull like vaguely notable actors from like good projects and like use them because I feel like that works.
Yes, for especially for younger cast, and then for older cast, bring the people that we exactly like Yellow Jackets did. Bring ours back, right? You know who I would love to see in a Strangers movie? Gabrielle Union. I think she would be phenomenal in a Strangers movie. She did that one movie that was like a thriller, right? About like her getting locked outside her house and the kids are in there with the robbers.
I never saw that, but
she
I
was
remember.
really good in it. She was really good in it. I think she would rock a fucking Strangers movie, you know? And she only has to be in one. And the other two, we can find some other people. Sarah. Give Sarah a Strangers movie. Okay, we always put her up.
Oh, but she would be the mom that dies, and I don't want her to die.
She probably would. 10 minutes in.
Put her in a horror movie where she lives.
She says,
goddammit.
go, baby, go. Crawls out of the trailer part. Oh, goodness. I don't know. There's a lot of potential with Strangers movies, though, and I think that's a really good one to like bring people back that we've kind of I don't know left back in the 2000s. Not Camilla, is it Camilla Bell who was in the
yeah, I think so. Camilla Bell,
yeah, from When a Stranger Calls. Give her another Strangers movie. Put her in this one, or give her When a Stranger Calls 2, something like that. Okay.
And now I'm like, Sarah Michelle Gellar and who would be?
It's a great concept, right? Like we can really cast 3 movies now. Who's living in an apartment building by themselves right now? Patrick Wilson and everything, right? I don't mind it. Just give him some slacks to sit in. Yeah. Speaking of horror movies and bringing people back, Brandy to start in an Eggers Brothers film. Is it Eggers? I feel like I know it's Eggers, but it's not Eggers, is it?
I'm not sure I know who they are, but I would think it's
I've never heard anybody ever say their names either. I've only ever seen it, so I'm going to go with Eggers.
Because there's an author, Dave Eggers, and
that's what we're going to go with. We're going to go with Eggers. Yeah, Brandy is coming back to horror, finally. We all love her, or loved her, and I know what you did I still know what you did last summer. Carla survived. We're going to be doing a chase scene reaction to that at some point. But now she's going to be coming back into a psychological horror film, and if you're not familiar with the Eggers Brothers, The Witch, what's the other one that came out just recently? Northman.
I think I thought that Ari Aster did The Witch.
Ari Aster's the Vavitch, everybody. No, I think Ari Aster only has two. He's got Midsummer and Hereditary.
I truly, this whole time, have been thinking also the witch.
No, let me double check that too, because now I'm questioning
you
myself.
pay way more attention to that shit than I do. I'm sure.
Listen, I got my notes prepared today. Okay, yeah, Robert Eggers did The Lighthouse, The Witch, The Northman. Yeah. So
I've only seen The Witch, and I do not like The Witch.
Really?
And the movie's fucking boring.
You're boring. That movie's phenomenal. It's fantastic. Anya Taylor-Joy. All of the rest of them. Amazing. Well, we have a tone here now. You can track the tone. And Brandy is about to be in a really depressing film, is what we're going to get, okay?
I'm sure she'll be great.
Lots of staring into the distance, probably staring at a tree, almost seeing something. We kind of see something off in the corner. There's probably a big-ass moon. Something. This is described more as in this headline it says horror film, but I've been seeing it described as a thriller.
Yeah, me too, yeah.
Sarah.
And then who else is going to be in a horror movie?
We've got it. There's nobody else in this one, right? I'm looking real quick.
I don't think, or not that has been announced. I don't.
Good for Brandy though. I don't understand why Brandy hasn't been in more. Honestly, I feel like Brandy keeps getting shoved into this has been category when Brandy has talent pouring out of her ears. She could do well in a horror movie. Who else? Phoebe Bridgers and Amber Benson. Everybody keeps mentioning Phoebe Bridgers, but I don't really know a Phoebe Bridgers. I don't understand. But I do see a Fred Durst, and I know a Fred Durst.
Wait.
She's not listed in the headlines, Ian, okay? I had to look for her name.
No, I mean, I didn't know Fred Durst was going to be in this.
Yeah, Fred Durst. Keep rolling. What? Keep rolling. I fucking love
I know who he is.
Yes. Chocolate Starfish Man. Yeah, they're going to be in a horror movie together called... What is this one called? I Saw the TV Glow. This one sounds to me like it's going to be one of those artsy-fartsy ones who might not land. It doesn't sound like it's going to land. It's
I feel like you say artsy-fartsy, but then you just were saying how you love The Witch, which is the movie where...
But I think this is going to be the farty part of artsy-fartsy, okay? It's going to be like a shit. Like a queef. This follows two teenagers as they obsess over a scary TV show and begin to question the difference between TV and reality, right? What else does that sound like?
I don't
know. Lots of other things who try to do that, right?
But also Justice Smith is one of the kids. I do really like him.
What's he in?
He was the teen in the Pokemon movie Detective Pikachu, which is so good.
Oh gosh, I don't even remember that movie. I know I've seen it.
He's also in the last two Jurassic Park movies.
Again,
but in this last one he's literally only in the beginning, and it's very weird.
Was he in the dome? The little egg that was they were running away from the dinosaurs. It was a car.
No, that's the kid from Love, Simon and someone else.
Okay, whatever.
He was Claire's assistant in the second one. Him and the other girl. I thought they were both gay, but then they end up kissing at the end of the second one.
This is not the A24 horror queef. When are the Eggers brothers going to make that movie, the horror queef? Okay.
But Amber Benson's going to be in this movie, and she played our beloved Tara on Buffy.
You should know by now. We bring Buffy up with just about every chat we can. And Amber Benson's not a name that we get to bring up all that often, because she kind of went into just writing and kind of retreated a little bit from this business.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to see her in this, especially horror. I want to see all of them in horror again. Bring back Emma Caulfield in horror. Bring back all of them. Okay.
All the Buffy girls. I feel like all the Buffy girls very much have all of them could do well in horror.
They have to. It's the whole cast can do really well in horror. Even Nicholas Brendan could do well in horror, honestly.
Probably, yeah.
They just have that because they were on it for 7 years. They have that in them now, right? It seems like the pattern here is that we are starting to see actors embracing the horror genre because other actors who have not been, had that great of luck in this industry are... their names are coming back up if they're joining a horror movie. They're getting a little bit more notoriety. People are talking about them again. And if they can land a really good one, like Toni Collette. Like I feel like that was a chain reaction with Toni Collette, right? Like even though Toni Collette's been in everything, we've never really stopped talking about her. She still was in a horror movie that people have not stopped talking about, right? And I feel like other people are chasing that now.
Well, and I do feel like I actually would credit as well Jamie Lee Curtis and Neve Campbell and Courtney Cox all coming back.
Yes.
Like I feel like because even though they did these horror movies forever ago and like they were big famous horror movies, they hadn't done them in a while, so them coming back kind of. And you're right, I do think Toni Collette too, but like these three actors who maybe started in horror, well, Courtney Cox did not, Neve Campbell did not, but you know what I mean. Like them going back kind of, I feel like made other actors feel like, oh, okay. Like
yes, but I think in a different way. I think especially with the reboots, right? The franchise reboots, I feel like that kind of, I mean, obviously started the franchise reboot thing. Like everybody's wanting to do that now, but I feel like a lot of actors just in a similar but also different way are really like after the A24 movie.
Yeah.
Right? They want the prestige that comes. They want to be like, I want to be in this serious movie, but it can be a horror movie, but I want it to be serious, right? I was so surprised when with the tone of Bodies, because that just doesn't feel like A24, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't, like, I was so pleasantly surprised with it. But yeah, give us all the fucking, anybody who has had a name 20 years ago and hasn't done much since, put them in an A24 movie. I'll watch it, okay? I'll give you my money. What next? All right, guys. We have a lot of releases coming up, okay? Let me pull up all the dates. I hope everybody else, we're going to provide you guys with dates, so everybody can write this down, add it to your calendar, if you are also confused. Because I just feel like we keep getting release after release after release announcement, right? Trailer after trailer after trailer. I hadn't seen half of these damn trailers, because it's just coming, it's hitting me over the head. It's a lot. We even talked about, with the Fear Queers, making a calendar so that we can keep up with it all. Because it's a lot, man. First up, we got My Best Friend's Exorcism, adaptation of the Grady Hendrix book, coming out September 30th. I'm super excited.
Former My Bloody Judy guest.
I want him on it so bad again, because now I want to talk about his books, right? And now that Final Girl Support Group's been out, I want to go into spoilers. And especially with this one. So the trailer was a little bit lighter than I saw the book in my head. Which is usually how that happens, right? Is like you see the book differently than, I've never understood that argument, right? Because I've always read the book right after I've seen the movie. I'm like, I like the movie. But now I kind of am on the flip side of that where I'm like, oh, I hope this movie's good. But I'm training my mind already to understand that they're just going to be two different things. Okay? It's not going to be what I pictured in my mind. And if I want what I pictured in my mind, I can read the book.
Well, I will say The Shining is one of the few examples of I like both. And they're both very, very different, right? Like, the movie cuts out a lot of parts from the book, but I don't think, like, living shrubbery would have been imposing in a fucking movie. Yeah, so, like, I always think of The Shining's, like, one of the weird ones where they are very different, but I actually do like, I love the book and I love the movie, and I do think both are good for different reasons.
I'm not big on the book. I'm okay with it. It's like, okay. I don't like all of the weird... Stephen King does weird shit. I don't like the, like, moving hedges. Like, some of that's real corny. Like,
that's what I just said, yeah.
Didn't he have that... he had that adaptation that he did himself because he didn't like the Stanley Kubrick version so much, right? And that was... it's so bad. It's so bad. It's horrible.
I can remember being, like, very excited to... Because it was what? It was like an ABC miniseries or something like that.
You were excited about it?
Yeah, as a kid, I was like... Wait, what do you mean? What do you say it like that?
You read the book and you're excited to see all that.
I hadn't read the book. I didn't read the book till I was like 25. But like when that miniseries was coming out, I thought Stanley Kubrick's Shining was like the scariest movie in the world.
Yeah.
So I was like very excited for that, and I really don't remember much other than thinking the guy who played Jack was not good.
Well, the kid. I'm not gonna make fun. The kid wasn't good either. I'm not gonna do my impression, but if you watch it, it speaks for itself. You've seen Rose Red though, right? Not to get off topic.
I actually haven't seen that. No.
We're gonna do that. Rose Red is something special. That is something special. Hocus Pocus 2 is also coming out September 30th, as Beza pointed out to me, and that sounds chaotic. That day is gonna be chaotic. Okay. Be like,
yeah.
What the hell am I gonna watch? Which one am I gonna watch first? It's gonna be wild, but I am super excited for Hocus Pocus 2. You didn't really care about it, right?
No, I for all intents and purposes, I am the perfect age. Like, it came out when I was a kid, But I don't know. As a kid, I felt very, this is okay about it. Like, I didn't hate it, but I just felt like, yeah, I like this. And like, then we would always watch it in school for Halloween. And
Oh,
it was
really?
like,
Oh, I would have died over that. We didn't. We always watched, even for Halloween, I feel like we watched Radio. The Cuba Gooding Jr. movie. That's all. That's the only thing we ever watched. That and Remember the Titans.
But then, like, I watched Remember the Titans in school too, because I remember there's like a butt in it.
They're like, this will teach y'all a lesson. Okay, you have to watch this. Learn some life lessons. Okay.
And then is Remember the Titans the football movie where there is a gay kiss?
I don't fucking remember. I've seen that movie. I've seen the first half of that movie 1,000,000 times. Never seen the end of it.
I don't remember what I was going to say. Oh, yeah. And then Hocus Pocus, I felt like social media. I, unfortunately, am this person where, like, I'm like, oh, everyone doesn't shut the fuck up about it. Well, now I find it annoying. Mm-hmm. I say that as someone who has a Buffy podcast. So, like,
Yeah. Chase says,
and you and I never shut the fuck up about Buffy.
Chase says, Hocus Pocus is either going to give me feelings of euphoria that will last a full calendar year, or it'll send me into a spiral that won't reach rock bottom until I turn 65. You got to get out of that spiral, because we got to get you on the Buffy, okay? That's going to be your spiral. I'm really playing with fire here. Jared says, I remember seeing that in theaters at the Mall of America. The Mall of America still a thing? Do they still have that?
I think so.
Still open? It should still be, right? I had to do a whole paper on that called The Church of Stop Shopping, and they would go to the Mall of America and, like, yell at people. It's capitalism.
Also, Jonathan, hi. Hi, Jonathan said hi. He missed us.
Jonathan!
And Jared said, yes, there is a...
How's your Tesla?
Remember the Titans. Remember that time when he showed us that it drove? And we were like...
I was just like, cries and poor. I'm super excited for Hocus Pocus too. On paper, it sounds like, just jumping on that reboot trend, which it definitely is, but it's going to go either way, right? But I feel like the trailer looked pretty good. It's like, got the atmosphere. It was kind of dark looking. So I'm hoping it does well.
It's not like just one actor. It's the three of them.
Yes. Like, yeah. And I'm glad that they didn't try to de-age them. I'm hoping that they haven't tried to do that, because, like, we don't care, okay? We don't care. Sometimes you just don't care with things like that. Terrifier 2. You have not seen Terrifier 1, have you? But I'm going to have you watch that, because I do want to watch this one. And hopefully cover it. We could probably cover it as a double feature.
I don't know. Those are like... I just... No. I'm saying no.
I'm taking auditions. Who wants to cover Terrifier and Terrifier 2 with me? Because Terrifier 2 comes out October 6th. Add it to your calendar. Now, I'd love to talk about it. It is just slasher fun, but it is torture porn. And you will have a hard time with, especially the first one, from what I remember.
Yeah, I just, like... I know people say Saw is torture porn. I really don't think those first few are, because they do have a good, like, mystery, and there's, like, a twist and, like, an actual plot mixed in with it. But I do think the later
as a plot. I don't think Terrifier had much. I think they're just in a warehouse. They get kidnapped, is what I think. They get kidnapped, and the movie. The purpose of the movie is to show off the special effects budget. Okay, they want to see skin coming off the body. They want to see drills going through knees and shit like that. That's the kind of movie Terrifier.
I forget. Did you ever watch the 2 Human Centipede movies?
No. That's where I draw the line, right?
Oh, that's where you
shit
draw the
in
line.
your mouth? Yes, that's where I draw the fucking line, Ian, okay?
I thought it was grosser when a knee gets opened up.
I'm kink shaming here. No shit in the mouth, guys. Shit in the mouth.
I feel like I could survive that. I feel like I could do it.
He said, I've done it before. I could do it again.
When I saw it with my roommate, I just kept being like, I don't know. I think I would make it.
I think I
could make this.
I think I'd have that involuntary gag.
I might throw up back into the butt, but, like, I still think I would live.
Nope. Oh my god, please don't reboot that series, guys. We don't need that franchise back. Interview with the Vampire. Super excited for this one. This one comes out October 2nd. This one looks gay. There's lots of faggotry in the trailer, so I'm hoping they really go with that. And,
that was like my biggest issue with that original first movie, is that, like, they, like, tiptoe around the gay,
and they were so hot in that movie that we would have loved to have seen them fucked, right? Like, I read the book recently, and they are into each other. It's like a real thing, it happens. So I hope they do that here. I hope it's not just, like, in the trailer, kind of like getting close and, like, sniffing.
Yeah.
They do
I
a
think
lot
for
of
this
sniffing
they
in movies like this, which just That's
Yeah,
not the
where
gay
it's like-
representation I'm looking for. I'm looking for a fuck. Let them fuck.
I was about to say, Zach, and they'll do the sniff, and then that's it. That's all the
That's
gay.
probably all we're gonna get, right? A brushing of a couple fangs on your arm or something.
I feel like because it's Anne Rice and because it's vampires and because it's on what, Amazon? Is it on Amazon?
Yeah.
Yeah, or AMC. It's on AMC. God, how the hell are we gonna watch that?
Oh
I
my
do feel
gosh,
like
how are we gonna
gay.
watch it? Ain't nobody got cable anymore, okay? Where? How do y'all watch things like this? Does anybody have a 123 AMC movies website, like a
I think
Russian
AMC
site?
does have like a streaming.
Do you know how many websites Troy McEady sends me that have like .ru at the end of it, and I know it's like a Russian site? Like, am I gonna get a fucking virus, Troy? I don't think he's even on American like internet.
My friend, her husband hacks their Fire Stick, and he used to update it. So you have to. It was insane. It was like he could hack it, but like that hack expired after a month, and every month you had to update the hack.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I can't keep up with this. Like,
How much is AMC Plus? Ethan said you can get AMC Plus, but like that's another one. That's another one. I still have forgotten to cancel my HGTV. It keeps charging me, and I keep seeing the Poppy Brothers popping up.
You have the HD TV one?
Yes. I saw somebody call them the property bottoms the other day on Twitter, and it just like sent me. All day. I just kept thinking of it, and I would laugh like at random times. It was amazing.
Did you see the What We Do in the Shadows episode that was making fun of that? One
Yes,
of the
so
names?
fucking
good.
funny. It was so good. Okay, and I like was very into the actual design aspect of the episode.
I like that they kept having ridiculous demands. And how Nadja, she was like, a golden toilet. Okay, now I'm in. Like,
Yeah, you can come in here if you want to. You don't have to sit out
Still
there.
recording?
Yeah, I'm on.
Oh. For what?
For what? I'm doing a live stream. I've told you about this. You even shared it.
Oh, I did, didn't I?
You did. See, I'm here. You want to say hi? This is my husband, everybody.
Hi.
hi, Alistair.
And I invited Jamie and Kevin this weekend.
This weekend to Vegas?
Yes. So
I have to do this right now. I can't focus on that. We will talk about this later. Scream 2's coming back to theaters. Are they going to be able to?
We'll see.
Tell him to say hi to me.
He don't even hear you. Ian says
I know.
Ha. Say ha.
Hi.
I'm sorry, Ian, that you won't be able to see Shania Twain.
Oh, yeah. That'd have been fun. We're going to see Shania Twain, everybody, this weekend. Ian didn't want to see her, though. Ian doesn't want to Let's Go Girls with me.
She is
I
a
didn't-
horror icon. So
I didn't want to be a buzzkill. I was like, I
horror
want to.
talking about country.
No, the only thing we've been planning are like buffets and
It's food.
food.
It's all food.
The whole trip is revolving around food.
I figure we're gonna eventually see each other, and I want to save up for that. And I know Vegas, I would just be hemorrhaging
We
money.
might be coming to Philly.
What?
Yeah, possibly. I'll have to talk to you about it afterwards. Okay.
Okay.
See you.
Seriously.
Scream 2 is coming back to theaters on October 9th and 10th. I'm super excited to see that one because I didn't see the first one that I saw in theaters was 4, so I didn't see Scream 2 in theaters.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it again. I feel like we both said this. Seeing Scream 1 in theaters was a lot of fun for the anniversary, wasn't it?
Yes, it was, and I was so stupid too. I sat in the theater and I was like looking at everybody's reactions, like, it's like, what if this is the first time they've ever watched it? Right? 'Cause there was a lot of
think
teenagers in there.
There were, yeah, I was gonna say there were a lot of teens in my screening that like, I remember people gasping at like one of the reveals, and I was like, wait a minute, what? Why's everybody gasping?
I know. I wish this is the thing about movies that I saw in my youth. I wish that I could have seen them for the first time, like remember my experience watching them for the first time, right? Because like most of these movies, Scream especially, that trilogy is already baked into my mind. I do not remember ever not having seen it.
I mean, I told you this the other day. I can't even remember if I saw 3 in theaters or not. I know I saw 2 because it was the first one I saw in theaters. But like, other than, as is my concern, what do you think was my concern with Scream 2, even as a baby gay? Because what is my concern in every Scream?
What is it? That Dewey will die. He doesn't ever want Dewey to die.
I was afraid Gail was gonna die, and I totally thought, especially after I know what you did last summer, that Gail's chase scene was gonna end with her like dying.
Yeah.
Like I totally thought that because like that's a good chase scene, right? But I was like, I saw you in this.
They would have done it in the first trilogy too. That is where you kind of expected it, right? And 4, I didn't really expect it. You already have them back. 5 was a little bit like, I was a little bit sketched.
I will say 4. No, when she got stabbed, I was like, oh god, like it's because at first you see it hits her in the side, but like when his hand went down, I was like, she's dead, fuck, and I was like so upset for like 5 seconds when I thought she had been like stabbed.
I was looking at her. So the other day you tweeted all the outfits from 4 of them, and she fucking looks good in the purple. Okay, like 4, I think that's my favorite just of now, right? My favorites change every week.
I was about to say, yeah.
Currently, I love how she looks in 4, and I think I'm really into that one right now.
It is a good look. I mean, the green is my favorite just because it feels more ridiculous.
Yeah. The
lime green, because like purple, people would wear that color, but like I feels like the lime green you wouldn't. But there's not one that I think looks bad. Like I don't even think the yellow from Scream 3 looks bad.
Yeah.
I think that looks good on it too.
Actually, no, I don't think so. There's one outfit I really like her wearing. I don't remember if it's her, Jennifer Jolie, though. So I guess we'll move on. I'm super excited to see Scream 2. Spirit Halloween, just briefly, I guess. I'm really excited that this one's coming out. I'm going to watch it. I don't think it's for us. It's definitely for children. But I'm excited for children getting, like, gateway horror again, right? Because we remember our gateway horror that we did a whole episode on it. And, yeah, I'm hoping this is, like, spooky enough for kids that they'll remember this going forward in life.
I would agree with that, yeah.
Yeah. And also, the idea of Spirit Halloween having a movie, like, seems like a no-brainer. I'm surprised it hasn't already happened by now. I'm glad that Spirit Halloween is embracing the meme culture and everything right now.
I just wish it was a little bit more like Fear Street, which is still, like, aimed at teens, but, like, brutal. That's what I was wishing for. But I will say, even, like, the Goosebumps movie that no one liked that came out is it Logan Lerman that's in that? I forget. Jack Black plays R.L. Stein.
I remember Jack Black. I don't remember the other ones.
I think that movie's a lot of fun. I do think that movie's a lot of fun. It's like cute fun.
There's 2 of them too, right?
Yeah, I didn't see the sequel. I only saw the first one.
Bring back Fear Street, guys. Next up, we got The Munster. Super excited for this one. I think it's gonna be like very mid though. I think it's gonna be a specific. I think a specific audience is gonna like it. I feel like it's gonna be like kind of cheesy, kind of like a lot of still shots, still camera.
So
I don't think it's gonna be like all that artsy.
I saw 2 camps in this. People being like, "Wow, this looks like fucking garbage," and then people being like, "Wow, you don't understand camp. This is on purpose, looking bad." And my opinion, as is always my opinion, is: does everyone realize how annoying you are?
Yes, it is going to be camp. I do fully think it's going to be camp. I think it's going to be campy. I think it's going to be.
But I think camp can still look bad. Right?
I think I am going to like it. I already see the mounds of criticism for it, though.
And I'll probably fall in the middle where I'm like, but everyone's annoying about
I'm curious to see Rob Zombie doing something other than like his usual shtick.
Right.
Like I'm hoping that he tries something a little bit different here, because it could be a shit, fuck, damn, cock, motherfucker, all of that. It could be that. Hearing Herman Munster call somebody a fuck nut.
Just say Herman Munster, I'll be like, my ball sack, it's too big.
Oh my gosh.
Fucking Lily Munster calls him a cocksucker.
I could see it. But like, Rob Zombie was supposed to have like this really big career. He's really poised to have one, especially after the 2007 Halloween.
Because that did well, right?
It did well, and like people had kind of forgotten about it, right? Like especially the kids my age had not probably seen the other Halloweens, and so this was their first foray into Halloween. I know that was the first time I ever saw Halloween in the theater. I remember after that he was supposed to do a movie called Tyrannosaurus Rex. That wasn't. I don't think it was horror, and I was always really curious how that one was going to go, but that never got made. And so this is kind of my like next step to that. Is like, well, I'm excited to see what he does with this, if he can do outside of his usual shtick,
Yeah.
Let's see. Goosebumps is fun. I was born and raised in the Munster, so I'm nervous, and hopefully the campiness has some craft to it. Yes, just give some craft to the campiness, right? Like, have a direction, have something to do. If it's a 2-hour movie of them not doing shit, that's what's gonna kill it, right? Like, give it some ridiculousness that's gonna sprout memes at the very least. Pearl is coming up on September 16th.
Oh, I didn't realize that was so soon.
Ian, they came out with this. It already feels like Scream 2022 and X were like last year. It's wild that it's the same year and Pearl's coming out just months later after X. I think also this is going to be a quieter movie as well. I don't think it's going to be like...
Oh, see, I
don't know.
X was pretty quiet.
That's what I'm... I'm starting to think that, yeah.
I
If
feel
there was
like
more
this is gonna
characters
be
maybe
more.
to kind of follow X, maybe that's what I mean.
That's why I feel like this one's not going to be quiet. I feel like it's going to be her hacking up people like left and right.
I hope people don't go...
Because like I feel like even in the trailer, more people die than die in that whole movie.
Yeah.
In X.
I'm hoping people don't like shit all over like the or I don't know. I don't want people to get super PC with it, right? It's gonna be a hysterical woman. This is about what we're gonna get. So
Okay, wait, but you
it.
said that. You said that, but you and I both feel the same way about Multiverse of Madness. That's
Well,
what
that
we
is
use for how they
unacceptable.
made
That
her.
was unacceptable. Okay. Pearl is meant to be wild and crazy. Okay, let her be wild and crazy. She just wanted to get fucked her whole life. She wanted to be fucked, and I hope we see her get fucked.
I'm going to turn into Pearl soon.
There you go. There you go. Oh no! Oh no! Sitting in your backyard smoking the weed, hearing sounds, and go and grab your pitchfork. A Good Night, Mommy. You saw this one, right?
I see, yeah, the original. Yeah, I feel like this came out of nowhere. Like I only just heard about this, and I thought it was like in production, not like coming out.
Oh no, I didn't like. It came out of nowhere too. I haven't heard any news about this until they released. Did they release a trailer? I haven't seen it. If they have, I think they
I feel
released
like
a trailer.
I only knew about it because I think you you text me like an article, and you're like, "Oh, Good Night, Mommy," and I was like, "Oh yeah." I didn't love the original. I thought it was fine.
It's my type of slow burn. I really liked the slow burn of it.
I predicted the end. Like I was like, "This is what's gonna happen," and then that's what happened.
But I love it. I love things like that. I love when somebody has just been crazy all along. I love it. Do it. That comes out September 16th, and Naomi Watts. So it was a German movie, but then there was another Danish movie, Swedish, one of those. Sorry for mixing all y'all's cultures. That Naomi Watts was in. Funny Games. What movie was that? What culture was, or what nationality was
I
that?
thought that was Swedish.
Was
I
it
thought the original
Swedish?
was-
One of those.
I don't know.
She was really good in that, in the American version of that, and so I'm really excited to see her come. And she was in another one, The Ring. That was another adaptation that she was in. So I have a lot of faith in her with this one, and I think she could do really well.
No, I mean she's really good. Yeah.
Who are the kids? Let me look at. I don't know. They should have just used Billy. I don't know. Let's see.
Barbarian.
Barbarian, September 9th.
I'm excited for that.
I am. It's coming up real soon too. I thought it came out like this week.
That movie I keep being like, oh, I missed it. It came out already, and then I'm like, oh wait, no, it didn't come out already. I feel like that one I've been seeing trailers for a while.
Yes. Have I? Yes, I have. It's been a while. I don't think it's been as long as like when I compare anything. There was the last Mission Impossible movie that came out, and then Red Sparrow. Those were the two trailers that were in the theaters. The longest I've ever seen. Okay.
I do remember thinking Red Sparrow. I felt like you and I talked about
Never
it.
came out.
Like,
It just never came out.
like,
I have seen this one a lot though. Yeah, you're right. Because I go to the Alamo Draft House a lot here, and they're always playing this trailer. But I am super excited about it. In the last few movies I've watched, I've been like blind. I haven't had any contacts to go see it, so I didn't realize that Justin Long and the guy who played Pennywise, the Skarsgård kid, was in it. And I was like, my goodness, this is a stacked cast.
to be fair, in that trailer, Justin Long's only in like one blip, I think. But the Pennywise guy is in it a lot.
Yeah, Jared.
I love that you like can't see when you're at the theater.
Sometimes I
You're
just like him vaguely. Like I didn't know Aaron Taylor Johnson was in Bullet Train until about halfway through, and I'm like, he is so cute, Alistair. And that's
Who
Aaron
is this
Taylor
new
Johnson.
actor?
And I was like, I've seen his peen too. Jared, that was Jennifer Connelly in Dark Water. I had that on DVD.
Oh, yeah.
Shitty movie. Don't worry, darling. I don't know if I'm excited about this one.
I am. I mean, the press and discourse is going to make me want to.
Oh, I don't care about it.
But
Whatever. It's already a made
I'm
movie.
excited.
I love Florence Pugh. I don't care about the Shia LaBeouf and Olivia Wilde shit. Just don't give a shit. It just looks
What about the
like-
Harry Styles shit? Give me your take on that discourse.
I mean, he's cute, but we'll see how he is in the movie, right?
Well, and I do feel like he's probably not in it. Like she's the main character. Like I think
Probably. They probably asked him to to
Yeah.
simulate fucking her real hard in this movie. And he's like, no, we do soft in this movie. He said, we do the soft fucking. Gentle.
Like, I feel like his character probably isn't in it that much.
I don't think so either. I think it's probably one of those, he's probably all over the advertising, but he's not in it a whole bunch. But I'm also like, I'm long tired of the deconstructing of that sort of era. And I feel like that's what I get a lot of those vibes from this trailer. So I'm like, I don't know.
The vibe I get is, oh my god, what's that sci-fi movie where everyone escapes at the end and they're all wearing like those white outfits? It's like a dystopian whatever. That's what I get the vibes of this movie, where it's actually going to be sci-fi and like everything that they're living in is like simulated 50s, but it's like the year 3000 or something.
I'd be into it. I'd be into some shit like that. It's kind of a twist that people would see coming, but I feel like it would be good still. Did you ever read Did you ever read Stephanie Meyer's book, The Host?
No.
I loved that book. I was obsessed with that book. Okay,
I love
if they
that.
could pull some shit like that, I'd be all into it. I'd be all about it. Put my money down. I'd go see it again. That movie was.
Did you like the movie?
No.
Oh yeah.
I also cast
mom-
it in my head, and when it wasn't cast the way I wanted to, like I cast Paul Walker in that movie, and I used to watch fan art of him and like download it from the internet and download like desktops of him playing Jared, and he was not, and it very much disappointed me.
Zach, that's so cute though. I love that.
Yeah.
Also, I have no idea what this other movie you have listed here is.
Smile. Oh, I should have had you watch that trailer. I've tweeted a GIF of it before. I don't exactly know what it's about, but it's one of the bigger ones up on the roster, guys. So that one also comes out. Don't worry, darling, comes out September 23rd. September 30th is, oh my god, another September 30th. Smile is coming out into the theaters though, and so.
And what is it? Wait, what is like?
It's I believe a crazy woman, but I'm not entirely sure.
I'll watch the trailer.
A therapist, maybe.
All right.
She was in. I know the main girl was in Mayor of Easttown. She was the
This is the one that won the Emmy?
daughter-in-law that was addicted to drugs.
Oh no. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she's also in a show called As We See It, which is fantastic, by the way. It's on Amazon Prime if anybody wants to watch it.
Zach, how do you have time to watch everything? I swear to God,
I don't
Zach
know
has
either,
watched
though, because I edit
everything.
all the time. Like, I'm always staring at a computer screen, and I have no idea, but I have seen a lot of these, so.
Like, I feel like there's not shit that comes up that Zach isn't like, oh yeah, I watched that, it was all right, or like,
Yeah.
oh, I love that, or like, oh, it's my favorite movie of the year, which she says
Yeah.
often. And like, you are editing all the time. Like, I have no idea you have time.
It just happens. And when I watch these things, I do sit in front of the TV. I'm not editing while I watch. Do you know what something Ian does that like really, like I want to throw something at him? He will get on his phone while we're watching something and just like sit on his phone and kind
You
of,
will
like,
do
look
the
up
same thing
and
sometimes.
kind of look up. I'm gonna fucking bash your face in the fucking pavement, motherfucker.
Don't threaten me with a good time. I
Ooh.
usually, like, my TV is right here, so like I'm touching my TV. I'm so used to like working on my computer. Like that's how I watch most shows too. Like I'll be like sending out emails for Slayer Fest or like doing social posts while whatever the thing is that I'm watching is on.
Yeah. I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe I should start keeping a log. People are pointing out that the Smile trailer was creepy. It was creepy. It was a lot of creepy images. I just can't tell you what it's about. Something with a therapist. Something with a therapist, a guidance counselor, something like that. Will both of you be going to Halloween Returns in Haddonfield and South Pasadena next year in California? It will be the 45th anniversary. We should do that.
I didn't know what that
Did
is.
anybody ever watch the 25 Years of Terror documentary that came out? It was about a convention in South Pasadena, and then they also went through like the history of the Halloween franchise. Fantastic documentary, wonderful. I wonder if they're gonna do something for like the 45th with that. We should do that. Hellraiser also. I've not seen. Is there a trailer for this? Because I haven't seen it.
I don't think so.
I just know
Which is
that
weird.
there's this. There's not even really a poster. It was just this that was put out. But I just recently watched the first one, and I think I was texting Ian throughout it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was like, "This is fucking wild. What is this?"
Because I actually have never seen those movies all the way through. Because they like terrified me as a kid. Because
Really?
like they mix. Because like I don't know why, but like I feel like sci-fi horror like really can get me because I like sci-fi. And then like mix in with like how violent. those movies are, and like I don't like. I remember one time on like because we didn't have HBO, but my grandma did, and I remember being in her house, and I think it was like late at night, and she was like cooking or something, and I was like in her living room, and I remember watching a like moment where everyone's in that like scary room with the chains, and like someone gets like a hook in their neck or some shit, and like I remember just being like absolutely terrified.
I remember my only experience with Hellraiser was ever. Do you remember in the Dimension like previews for all of their movies? They would always like mix in Hellraiser with the Dimension previews. It would always be like
Hellraiser was always there.
It always started with like a phone call, and then Casey Becker dropping the knife, and then it would like cut to like Hellraiser, and then Cindy from Scary Movie would pop up somehow, and it was just those were some great ads. I loved those ones. I'm excited to see this Hellraiser though. Like I feel like a lot of movies these days they're kind of taming thing. It's like Hellraiser was pretty wild. That I wonder if they're gonna tame it or if they're gonna go full throttle with it.
You know, I was thinking that about Scream actually, because someone said that to me that they thought the new Scream was too tame, and like I don't know.
Arguably.
Well, exactly. That's what I can kind of see that, but then I brought up like Judy getting like stabbed a bunch of times on her front steps in broad. Like that's pretty like brutal. That's not.
Because I think when I think
and they don't cut away from it.
When I think about it at a glance, right, it is just. I think it just didn't have as much action, and maybe that's what I'm referencing in my head when I think about it too quickly. But you're right; like it was brutal, and maybe it was just a different type of brutality that felt different for people, and that's why they thought it was different. Because like she's like all of these people get stabbed over and over again. They like stab Dewey and like pull the knife. You know, I feel like the original Scream movies were bloody, but were they?
Exactly. I was just about to say that, Zach. Yes. Like, I think people go back to Casey Becker because we do see her hanging with her guts out.
But we didn't see any of that.
But that's the goriest those movies ever get. Like, I don't think we repeat that, do we? Well, no, the girl in 4, we do repeat it with the girl in 4. But
original 3 though.
Yeah, but like those original 3, like
it's just a lot of like blood streaks and splatters and stuff like that. A lot of cast off. I need a Hellraiser Power Rangers crossover fanfic, or I've read. Oh, sorry, when I was in high school, that was awesome.
Jared, I love that. I feel like if I had Power Ranger figures, I'd be taking a picture of that.
We should do a live stream with all the fanfic and stuff like that. We should do one of those. We're kind of at the end here. There are so many other ones, though. There's a Bloody Disgusting list that lists even more movies that are being released in, I feel like in September, maybe.
Oh, really?
Or at least in the next couple months. But it's a lot. We didn't even go into like the indie movies or anything like that. We kind of just like stopped at all of the major headline ones. I don't know how we're gonna watch all this shit, Ian. We can't cover it all.
Tomorrow you'll be like,
Ian, it was a lot, but I watched it.
Like I edited 5 videos and watched 84.
This is called not sleeping. Okay, I stay up. Ian gets all the texts from me at like 4 a.m. and then when he texts me back
it's 6 a.m. my time, which feels like bananas.
Yeah, and then when he texts me back at like 9 a.m. his time, I'm like dead to the world. That's when I'm like done. But
and Zach is you were the only person in my life. Like all of my other friends, like Kirsten White will always be like, when do you sleep? Because I text you when I'm getting ready for bed, and you're like up doing things, Ian. I'm always like, Zach is up literally all night.
I don't know. My husband's very upset with it, so I have to figure out something. I just kind of fall into my sleep patterns, and I just let it go because when I try, there's been a couple nights. I went to sleep 9:30 p.m. the other night, and it was like real easy sleep, and it was fucking fantastic. But then like last night, I edited our coffee and tequila video, and I tried to go to sleep, and fucking hell, like I sat there for like 4 hours, just could not turn my brain off, and sleeping pills don't work, you know.
I do feel like that happens sometimes. Like if I'm like writing or like editing something, like if I try to go to bed right after, I'm just like, my eyes are like, well, you're awake, like.
And then I think of something I want to do, and I'm like, oh, but I can't do that right now. I shouldn't. Then I'm like running butt naked through the living room to my computer again to try to like get something, do like a power walk, a prancercise. Jared also brought up Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Yes, I do absolutely want to see that one. I didn't even write down a date for it. So if you have,
did you watch the trailer?
Yes.
I think it looks awful.
It's going to be a horrible B movie that is going to be fun. That's the thing. It's not going to be.
That's what I'm worried about though, because it didn't look the trailer didn't look like it had the fun aspect.
Really? Oh, I thought it looked fun to me. That might be one we argue on. anything death to a movie for me is always if it's boring as shit. You know, if it's bad and I still had fun watching it, then it's great. We didn't even really talk about Orphan, but we did a kind of a little TikTok review for Orphan. Orphan was just fantastic.
Zach and I both like
so much fun. We were screaming. We were like loud throughout that whole watch.
I truly think it's the most fun we've both had together watching.
It is. It really is. It was like, I wish we would have reacted to it because I feel like our reactions were super funny during that one.
And they were like genuine. Like we were both like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Like,
it was crazy. So we'll put a little TikTok review out for that, about 3 minutes. But yeah, so we've done it. We've done our subscriber special, our August horror news. Let us know what you think of the live stream aspect. I think we've got it now. If I just keep the settings the same, I feel like we can do more live streams like this. And this works really well. We have graphics, we have pictures and all of that. A lot better than the Zoom stuff. So, I don't know. Any closing thoughts?
I had fun. Yeah. I always have fun going live with you, Zach.
Yeah, and we just started Instagram again.
Yeah,
so
go follow
us over on Instagram. It's going to be, hoping to make it a lot more fun. I want to post a lot more like videos of just like random shit, right? And like fun stuff. Little pictures if we go do stuff, or I guess that's what Instagram is for, is pictures. So
yes. I gotta post some of the what if photos over there. I gotta start doing that.
There you go. All right, guys. We thank you for joining us for this live stream. We will try to do more. I'm trying to think. I know there was something else I had to say, but I think that I'm not going to remember it. So we thank you so much for checking in with us. We thank you for watching, and we hope you've written down all of the dates for all of these things, and you can go over it all with us, because I don't know. We're not going to remember it either. So we will see you later, guys.
Bye, guys.
Now I have to figure out how to end this. So just stand by. Again, pretend we've already ended it. Fade out. Credits.
Credits are rolling.
And
It's
then
like that WandaVision episode.
As we keep, oh my god, so good though, right? The WandaVision.
Do you remember,
They start
like,
arguing.
right?
I remember being like, every ending to that series it was so simple, but it was so wild at the same time.
I feel like that one especially was like when he was like, you can't just end it. She was like, can't I? And then
She's
credits
like,
rolled. Like, what?
And then they were arguing, and they crazy. There we go. End. Right.